DA KwaZulu-Natal Premier candidate Chris Pappas casting his special vote in the Midlands this morning. And the main opposition has been canvassing for votes using the popular Umgeni mayor. And Newzroom Afrika's Nobuhle Modise is there and joins us live now from Howick. Nobuhle, good morning.
Good morning, Iman. Indeed, I am in the charming, quaint little town of Howick, which is famous for the Howick Falls. You know of the Midma Mile. It's also very close to the R103, which is the Nelson Mandela capture site where he was captured on the 5th of August in 1962. But outside of that, it's also known for its very good, excellent schools. And we're at one of those schools, the Kimberley school, where Chris Pappas has cast his vote. And I do have him here with me. Let's also just ask him to speak to us about this experience, especially speaking about the glitches that we saw in the province yesterday as the special voting got underway.
Yeah, thank you for joining me for this special occasion. I think whenever elections start, there's always one or two glitches on the first day, specifically in the mornings, but we've seen the IEC handle it very well, and things are running much more smoothly today. And it's I'm not going to call it a practice run, but it is getting those glitches out of the system so that when the big day comes, when there's thousands of people at voting stations, that things run as smoothly as possible. So I'm confident that the IEC has got those out of the system, and that voters will have a good experience the rest of today and tomorrow.
And then what's your program like for the rest of the day? I know we're moving to another voting station from here on.
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, part of our jobs as politicians, part of our jobs as candidates to oversight over the different polling stations. So I'll be moving around, interacting with voters, making sure that the IEC, everything's okay there, where things need to be reported to either the security apparatus or to the IEC at higher levels, that we do so. Basically just ensuring that the democratic process is intact and that everything goes according to plan.
And then, Chris, just before I let you go, I mean, a question I asked you earlier around those unconfirmed reports about people gaining access into those sites where the ballot boxes are kept. Your response to this?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of fake news. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There's political parties that thrive on chaos and they thrive on the sort of inability of people to make good judgments on the day. You know, there's so much information out there, but I am certain that what the IEC had put out in terms of response to that is indeed what had happened, and that the integrity of the vote remains intact. I would encourage all voters to get out there tomorrow, not to be afraid of fake news or misinformation. The IEC, the police and other security apparatus are doing their jobs, and that it is your right to vote, and I encourage all of you to get out tomorrow on the 29th and make a choice for your government.
Thank you very much. That is Chris Pappas, the DA KZN's premier candidate. You can hear him just very confident about the IEC's processes, and also just saying those glitches yesterday are something that's expected. And it seems like he had a seamless process as he was casting his special vote here at the Kimberley school here in Howick. Back to you, Iman.
Nobuhle, just give us a wider picture of how voting's getting underway there. We know that in certain places there have been one or two issues around the late opening of those voting stations. In some places, a very sluggish turnout for those who had registered for the special vote. What is it looking like where you are?
Iman, it still looks relatively the same as yesterday, a very slow, sluggish turnout. I mean, when we got here before Pappas and his team arrived, we didn't really see much people, here casting their vote. And that was the same kind of theme that we saw yesterday as we drove around the Integrity Municipality just to find voting stations where we thought there'd be some sort of activity. But ironically, the most activity we saw was at an old age home in Guatabega. So a very slow, sluggish turnout outside of the glitches. And we know that outside of that, a lot of home visits were being done yesterday. I mean, when I had to go and vote at my designated voting station, I only found one official that was there, and that was because some of the officials that were meant to be there were out, casting those special votes at people's homes. So it's still relatively the same as yesterday, but obviously tomorrow we will see completely different scenes to the ones that we've been seeing in the past 2 days.
All right, Nobuhle, thank you very much for that. Nobuhle Modise in KZN. They're just sharing us a picture of what's happening, and she's in the Midlands. Now, the special vote's also underway in Mdantsane, despite a delayed start. And Malungelo Booi is there for us live. Malu, good morning. What's the latest from where you are?
Well, I'll tell you this, Iman, that voting is now underway here in Mdantsane. As you rightfully pointed out earlier on, really, there was just some slight technical delays with the device that the IEC officials are using. Already there's about, 16 people that have voted here, and one of them is Umama Izama Munganbaleki Isa Kunjan. Uvotile, Isa Zotela Nam, Uvotile.
Ndivotile mabhuti.
Kuhambeke kanjani?
Hayi ndivotile kuhambeke kakuhle khange kubekho ngxaki. Qha ikhona ingxaki esinayo. Sinazo izikhalazo sinazo. Siyakhalaza kakhulu. Banga urhulumente athi uba simvotele ayenze ngokwakhe apha egroundini. Aze azolungisa imeko ezikhoyo apha egroundini. Ngoba into eyenzekayo apha ezantsi iba ngu-pick and choose. Uyayibona laa nto le. Kuthi kubona phaa uba kungancedakala phaa kufuneka uncedo. Kodwa ubona ubola ncedo alifikeleli phaa. Abesithi urhulumente yena uyazikhupha izinto. Nabantu abaxakekileyo mabaye phaa. Umzekelo ka-social development. Ufumanisa uba ke ngoku abantu bayakhalaza egroundini. Bathi abancedakali.
Okay. Ndiyabulela ke mama. Igama kabele ngubani?
Igama lam ndinguNomhle Mandita.
Ndiyabulela mama.
Enkosi.
All right, Iman, that's just one of the Mama. That's just one of the people really that has voted here, essentially saying that it was a quick and easy experience and it's something that she really wanted to do. But the key message, though, for her is that the government that will be elected must come to the people on the ground and really deliver on the promises that the government that they had voted for essentially had promised. I mean, this is the sentiment, Iman, that I've heard also from other people that have essentially been coming here to vote, saying that they hope that the government that they have voted for will essentially deliver in every promise that they've made. And Mdantsane, Iman, is the second largest township in the country, and it's the oldest township in the Eastern Cape, but it continues really to battle a number of challenges. Among those is the issue of unemployment. Remember, we're in a province that has the highest number of unemployed people, and when you drive around Mdantsane, those numbers, you see it in bodies, Iman, walking around the street. Young people really have nothing to do. So some of the things that the people that have already started to vote here in this special votes in this special voting is that they're hoping that their votes will essentially just deliver on the issue of tackling the unemployment, crime, and many other issues that continue to plague this community and the rest of this province and the country.
Malungelo, every time we speak to a member of the public, a member of our community, our grandmothers and grandfathers and families as they prepare to vote, it's a reminder to the politicians that these are living, flesh and blood human beings who are looking to them to alter their lived situation. And as you paint that picture, it is a picture that echoes throughout South African society, especially youth unemployment, with young people making their appeal for an opportunity for them in the economy. They want to play their part. And thanks again for just sharing with us a picture from where you are. So we'll go now to the Northern Cape. And the first day of special votes ran smoothly with no disruptions reported there. But the IEC is hoping that the voter turnout will improve from yesterday's showing. And Zola Sholwana is now at the Ivy Cross Centre for the Blind. Zola, good morning.
Good morning, Iman. What I can tell you is that, things are becoming interesting this side of the Northern Cape, where I am at a centre for the blind, where the residents here are looking forward to cast their votes, as they are saying that in the previous elections, they felt like they were not included as there was no universal template to accommodate them. Some of them even complained that they had to tell an IEC officials which political party that they want to vote for. Well, this time it is different, and I'm with Claude right now, who voted for the first time in 1994. Claude, thank you very much for your time. Take us through the first time you casted your vote in 1994. How was the experience?
No, my lady. The first time when I voted in 1994, I don't know, I didn't have much secret vote. Now, I was only asking for the IEC to help me to vote. Now, today is very different because of I vote for myself. They give me my ballot paper, and then I fill my party I want to vote, and the number of that ballot paper. So I vote for myself, and that was my secret.
Now today, what makes you excited that you are about to go cast your vote and make your mark in your democracy?
It was so interesting because if I make my mark by myself, it was so interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What would you like to see change, Claude, in this community, particularly for people that are living with disabilities?
We want to be independent. Yeah. We as people who are living with disabilities, we want to live all independent, like other people. Like now, we vote now. I make my own mark. I didn't ask somebody to help me to make my mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Claude, for your time. Well, Iman, people are excited here. We are going to let Claude to make his way as IEC officials cannot wait, to welcome him so that they can be able to assist him to begin the voting process, so that he also gets to, make his mark and perhaps bring change, especially for those people that are living with disability in a community like Kimberley. He says they want to be independent, they want to be recognized, and they also want to be included, in every process that requires South African citizens to be involved. Iman, back to you in studio.
Zola, Sholwana, thank you very much. Live to us there from the Ivy Cross Centre for the Blind.